Imagine all of that weight. Imagine how much pain Erotika is in, and if she doesn't tap out, oh, she doesn't. No, because Betty Ballbreaker let go of that submission. She wants to inflict more damage on the Victory Road Wrestling Women's Champion, folks. The prestigious title is on the line. You saw how passionate Erotika is about being the women's champion, going for the pin after that reverse DDT. Is Betty Ballbreaker only receiving a 2 count? And look at Betty Ballbreaker mocking Erotika. Look at that, look at this. Just bitch slapping Erotika, some punches by Erotika onto Betty Ballbreaker. Irish whip against the ropes. Back body drop. Erotika showing all the Victory Road Wrestling fanatics why she is indeed the women's champion. Against the ropes. Leg drop by Erotika. Going for a second leg drop. And let's see if she'll get the trifecta. Yes! Erotika, look at the way her body is jiggling. And if Betty Ballbreaker kicks out, she has a lot of wherewithal. I don't think she is a quick victory. No! Betty Ballbreaker kicking out, but Erotika needs to stay on. Betty Ballbreaker. Erotika is remembering the things that Betty Ballbreaker called her. Betty Ballbreaker calling Erotika a devil, saying that brown sugar tastes better than white sugar, which doesn't make sense because all brown sugar is white sugar with molasses. But Erotika going for her signature move, a leg drop from the top rope, her body jiggling everywhere. 1, 2, just a 2 count. Erotika pulling out all stops to be able to have the opportunity to be able to say, I walked in Victory Road Wrestling Women's Champion and I walked out Victory Road Wrestling Women's Champion. A submission by Erotika, slowing down the pace of this match. What this does is it wears down her opponent and it gives her some time to think of strategy, because she's going to need a clear-cut strategy when she's taking on a woman the likes of Betty Ballbreaker. Betty Ballbreaker shifting the momentum, looking to steal a victory with that belly-to-belly slam, but Erotika kicking out. Betty Ballbreaker exhausted. She's been pounded on by Erotika. Both these women plump. This is the modern day woman. We are sick of seeing pencil-thin women. We want to see some women with some meat on them, and these women representing that type of ideal quite well. Powerful women, thick. Look at the erotic way that Betty Ballbreaker shoves her shoulder into Erotika, but there's nothing pleasurable about that. A very painful move. Betty Ballbreaker with the womanizer. The womanizer. We have a new champion. No. Betty Ballbreaker using a finishing maneuver. And Erotika kicking out. That had to be out of instinct. Elevated crab. Shades of her mentor, Zapata. We saw Zapata successful in retaining the internet title. And with Zapata's guidance, could Betty Ballbreaker lead Erotika to Tapville? Population. Her, look at the submission. The elevated crab. Is Erotika going to tap out, ladies and gentlemen, and lose the women's title? She's so close to the ropes. And yes, a rope break. Betty Ballbreaker being forced to let go of that submission, and the frustration seeping into Betty Ballbreaker's pores. And what sadistic plans does Betty Ballbreaker have for Erotika? Slingshot. A slingshot right onto the bottom rope. And Erotika needed to roll out of the ring, her throat being driven into those ropes. Look at Erotika panting, coughing. She's out of breath. Betty Ballbreaker, she doesn't care about Erotika's safety. All that matters to Betty Ballbreaker is proving that she is part of the dominant race, walking away with the Victory Road Wrestling Women's Championship. She says that once she wins that title, she will use it to influence a whole new generation of African women. And Erotika with the hip toss, taunting feeding off this crowd, ladies and gentlemen. Erotika likes croissants. No, reversal by Betty Ballbreaker. A standing clothesline, using all her power to knock down Erotika. Erotika going once again. She didn't learn from the first time. Another clothesline from Betty Ballbreaker. I don't even know what Erotika was attempting to do. And Betty Ballbreaker, we don't usually see her go high risk. And she's going to bide her time. Wait for Erotika. Erotika, don't turn around. You're not going to like the view. Betty Ballbreaker reversed into a spine buster. Erotika using Betty Ballbreaker's momentum against her. And Erotika signaling for the end. And what's Erotika doing here? Erotika, the spine! The spine! She calls that maneuver the spine. Erotika utilizing the spine. 2, 3, and ladies and gentlemen, still the Victory Road Wrestling Women's Champion, Erotika. What a heartfelt effort by Betty Ballbreaker. But Erotika overcoming the obstacles, ladies and gentlemen. Overcoming the racism and the slurs and the degradation. Congratulations to the Victory Road Wrestling Women's Champion. It all started when Betty Ballbreaker dominating Erotika, but that mistake ended up costing Betty Ballbreaker, and Erotika delivering the spine, her new finishing maneuver, and then getting the 1, 2, 3. So much disappointment. It looks like it's not going to be a clean sweep for Zapartite. Betty Ballbreaker with a valiant effort, but she still lost to this woman, Erotika. And imagine how many desserts she's gonna eat as she retains the championship. Still representing thick, white, plump women, Erotika. Congratulations. I love you, Erotika. Ladies and gentlemen, are we looking at the next Victory Road Wrestling World Champion? We're going to find out next. The main event between the Victory Road Wrestling World Champion Boron and Roderick is next. After a heinous attack on Roderick, Boron shocked the world when he apologized for his actions.
Roderick, please. I'm begging you to forgive me.
But it was a little too late, and Roderick soon got his revenge. Though Boron's acts of kindness continued, Roderick distrust remained.
An earthworm never changes its spots.
But on episode 99, Roderick had a change of heart.
Boron, I'm happy to say that I believe you're a changed man. Roderick, just like right now at Vengeful Vantage, you will feel the power of the Boron Bomb.
Despite the ovation for the #1 contender for the Victory Road Wrestling World title, Roderick Peters, a man who was deceived, a man who gave his hand out to the current champion to show the champion that he forgave him for his past transgressions. And what did Roderick Peters get? Nothing but a beating. And Roderick Peters, he wants the Victory Road Wrestling World title, that's obvious. But he also wants to make a statement. He wants to make Boron Stone feel the pain that he felt an episode ago. Roderick Peters is a man filled with emotion, a man filled with peril, and Roderick Peters has the opportunity to become a 2-time world champion. Feel the power of the Boron Bomb! There is no doubt that this man is the most hated figure in Victory Road Wrestling history. Boron Stone, a man that the Victory Road Wrestling fanatics used to look up to, a man who people used to respect, acting in a most vile and despicable manner. But folks, another thing that you cannot dispute, if you know anything about law, you cannot dispute that Boron Stone has fantastic biceps, spectacular trapezius muscles, abdominal muscles, a beautiful chest, titanium thighs. Boron Stone is massive, and he has a body that can intimidate even the most savage of beasts. Boron Stone, the Victory Road Wrestling World Champion, setting a precedent, the only man to have won that title twice. And Boron Stone is looking to bulldoze his opponent, Roderick Peters, in this affair. We are speaking of a match between two titans, and we're going to finally find out who the better athlete is, who is more deserving of being named a legend. Boron Stone, Roderick Peters, right now for the most prestigious title. Of course, the Victory Road Wrestling World title. These two facing off. The psychology is intense, getting each other pumped up for this match, and Boron Stone begins a tug of war. Boron Stone displaying that power that I was illustrating, and you can see Roderick Peters fighting back, and Roderick Peters, the momentum is on his side. Roderick Peters showing Boron Stone that he's not gonna back down. These two are at a stalemate. Roderick Peters with a gut-wrench suplex. Getting the fanatics into this match is Roderick Peters against the ropes. Scoop slam out of nowhere. Just like that, the match changed momentum, driving his knee into the abdomen of Roderick Peters.